So Doz, this weekend we finally returned to league action. There's been a couple of cup games since we last spoke.
Yeah, we had a relatively tough FA Cup game against Tottenham. Um, Difficult game, they always are against lower league opposition. I thought Tottenham sort of pushed us all the way. But having sort of rewatched the highlights on it on Sunday, sort of saw the amount of chances that we did create. Very important just to get through. And then look forward to the draw on Tuesday where I come up against probably my best friend in football, in Steve McKim, who's now at the Carl Shorten manager. And we go there, I think, a week Saturday. So another tough away game. Getting through to the first round is never easy, but it's one that we can look forward to. So it'll be nice to see Steve again a week Saturday.
And we had Hampshire Senior Cup action in the week as well. How good is it for those academy lads to get some game time?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was delighted for him. Obviously, we had four lads from the first team squad that needed minutes. We were 3-0 up at half time, and I think at that point we had 5 16-year-olds playing, and then in the second half we had 9, and it was a great opportunity for them to be in a first team dressing room, a senior game, and I thought in the main everyone acquitted themselves really well. Saw Jaffa score his first senior goal for the club. He's 16. I thought the keeper was outstanding on the night. So yeah, it was just one of those experiences, as I said, for a young player you don't often get, and for us it was an opportunity to give them that opportunity.
So up next is a trip to Welling. It's never easy taking the trip to London.
No, and I've got to say, Warren Feeney's done an outstanding job there. Since he's been took over at the end of last season, made them instantly more competitive, more organised. Obviously, with the new ownership coming in, they've had some back in there, which he's again used the money very wisely. I think he's got 2 very good strikers in Aziz and obviously Stefan, who is here. Got some real experience there in Dunn in the midfield, and Maloney, Papadopoulos, Karatzi. They're a decent team. Bringing Manny Parry in again was a really good move. Warren understands what's needed to win football matches at this level. I think he's not dissimilar in many ways that in ways that Birdie and myself try and get our team set up to play. There's many ways to win a football match, and I think it'll be a really good game there. It's a non-league day as such. Well, that's how they're promoting it. So I think the crowd up there is going to be really good as well. I know we're taking another coach. So 2 teams that are in good form, 2 teams that really are quite experienced at this level, know what this level's about. And I think it'll be a very competitive game on Saturday.
And I know we discussed this league this year being so competitive, but they are one of those sides that will definitely be up there towards the end.
Yeah, what I would say is that's where Warren deserves the credit, because it's not easy to sort of merge. I think he's probably got 16 new players there mixed in with 4 or 5 maybe that he retained from last year. So to merge something that quickly together, again, everyone accuses us of being full-time. We're not. Everyone thinks that Welling are full-time. I'm not sure if they are or not. So I don't want to make that analogy, but certainly being able to work with your players during the day, which Warren's got and we've got, does make a huge difference. Players aren't getting in from work tired and then coming out to train. So I think having that time on the training pitch has made them more competitive quickly. But as I said, they're well organised. They've got some good players in there. They've got a real good way of playing. As I said, it's not a lot different to the way that we're trying to do it. So I think it'll be an edgy game on Saturday. 2 teams are in good form, and also both teams will be looking to win the game. I don't think there'll be many backward steps taken, that's for sure.
And you mentioned they're advertising it as a non-league day as such. I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity as well for our supporters to get £10 tickets in advance.
Yeah, apparently so. It's £10 for the adults, sort of £5 concessions, and I think the kids are going to get in for £1 or free. So again, brilliant offer from Welling. I think their new ownership has come in and really revitalised the place. I'm pleased for them as well. I think the supporters have had a number of tough years there. I remember going there with Sutton back in the day when Jamie Day was manager and Frosty was assistant manager, and they played some good football. They had a good enough budget to put out a decent team, and it's always a place that you felt could go somewhere. It's got that population that's sort of around it, lots of chimney pots around it, but it's really it's really struggled the last probably 6-7 years, and the new owners have come in. As I said, Warren's come in, and it's a different place now, and I'm pleased for him. I think it's it's needed for that area. And I think, as I said, if they can get that, if they keep it moving, they're going to have crowds of over 1,000 eventually, no problem.
And from our perspective then, I mean, what sort of squad update do we have? I know you mentioned a few of the injuries in the programme notes, but for people who may not have read that.
Yeah, so good news in as much that Danny Wright trained before the cup game. So Danny's definitely fit, and obviously he'll come into consideration to start on Saturday. He's done that well with Jason Pryor. So, it gives us a different option, especially against Welling, to play the two big lads up front. And the only three that are unavailable is Paul Rooney, who's probably about 3 to 4 weeks away. Sam Magri is progressing really well, and he's probably 4 weeks away from then trying to go and get some games, which is what he'll need. And Tommy Wright's probably the furthest one away. He's probably 6 to 8 weeks away from sort of getting back to training and playing.
Perfect. And just finally, this is then the start of 3 tough away games. We've had the luxury of being at home for a little while, but now you're on the road. Yeah,
it is a tough week. To go Welling on Saturday, then have to try and get down to Weymouth on a Tuesday night, and say for the boys that are based in London, that's a 4-hour journey. Even the ones based in Havant, you're talking a good 2-hour journey. And then we go away again to London on Saturday. So a busy week, quite a tiring week physically. But, that's what we prepare for. And I know that lads would always rather play than have to keep going through training. So no, Tuesday, Saturday, it's a week that we look forward to. But it is going to be a tough week in terms of the travel and 3 away games on the spin.
Lovely. Cheers, Dos.
Thanks, Adam.